Hey, pretty panel. Welcome back to JurisExotica. If you're new here, this channel is for the girls who live in the in between, the misunderstood, and the overly studied. Here on the pretty panel, we talk about it all: pretty privilege, pretty problems, love, dating, and all the things they just don't get about us. So, all right, pretty panel, let's get into today's topic. I'm sure you guys see the title and you're wondering what it means. So, I chose this topic to be my very first immersive video because I believe as a young girl growing up in this world, I am seeing the damage these rhetorics of colorism are having on young and ambiguous Black girls. I do believe that, when you are a young Black girl and you're constantly hearing these types of rhetorics that you're the least desired, you're always going to be overlooked, men don't want you, specifically Black men don't want you because of your skin color, or you're not pretty because of that skin color. I do believe, those things get internalized. Just as some people state when someone is always saying, "Oh, you have good hair," because you have looser texture, but they, talk down on your hair because it's a tighter curl. That gets internalized, and you end up feeling some type of way about either your hair, your color, your features, anything of that sorts. And thus, I feel like you have the Black woman empowerment space, and with that, I believe that they did do themselves a disservice because they ended up reinforcing a lot of these narratives of rejection. Um, young Black girls, before they even get a chance to build up their self worth, they could be listening to these channels and internalizing a lot of the stuff the Black women empowerment channels, such as Chrissy, or, I'm a Loho, or, those other Black women empowerment channels, what they're saying, they could end up internalizing a lot of the stuff they are spewing out there. So the question is how do you, as a young Black woman, build up confidence within yourself when you are constantly hearing these kinds of rhetorics, especially as a young Black, unambiguous Black girl? So I would like to speak about my experience. Throughout my years in undergrad and in law school, I've heard it all from Black girls saying, unambiguous Black girls saying they're not going to get some date or opportunity with a guy because he only likes light skins. And the crazy part about this statement was, dude would only date maybe one light skinned girl, but he has a history of dating brown skin or darker skin girls. But because of that one recent light skinned girl, they automatically just remove themselves from the dating pool. And, I've had girls come up to me and tell me, as a light skinned Caribbean girl, my background and my color will allow me to get certain things that I want. And honestly, I always thought, dang, that is so sad. Like, wow, this is what you guys think about yourselves. Like, where is the confidence? A lot of these girls did not have any confidence, and this has happened on multiple occasions. And I will be making story times about that. So as you can see, uh, these commentaries, they obviously are not helping dark-skinned Black women, especially the younger girls growing up. These commentaries appear to not empower them. It appears to just box them in, basically telling them they're not even allowed to hope, which is very crazy. I think these channels are programming these younger girls to walk in a inferiority complex, as Exotical United stated in multiple of her videos. I really like the point that she made. As you grow up, you have all these complexes, and as you get older, you start projecting them onto other people and things and situations that might not even call for that. Additionally, I don't think these commentaries are just only hurting themselves, but they are also hurting our community, because these younger Black girls, or as they get older into these resentful Black women, they end up harboring hate for their lighter skinned counterparts. I think some of these girls are having wild assumptions when it comes to ambiguous girls and our dating lives and how the world treats us. And, sometimes I really think they think we walk on clouds and air. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, life is a lot much more easier. Maybe dating might be a tad bit more easier, but you also got to realize it also stems from, maybe the person is taking care of themselves. They have beauty routines. On top of that, they are better when it comes to socializing or anything. So you have so many factors that play in there, and maybe a good majority of ambiguous girls might have those factors. Thus, it makes it seem like, we're just getting things handed down easily to us. But, there's so much nuance to it. But yeah, I just feel like too much of the colorism discourse is shifted from exposure to, telling their community, hey, growing up, you guys did such and such or whatever, right? And now it shifted to more of a resentment to racially ambiguous and lighter skinned women. I think we're in a weird kind of limbo right now where, you know, we're calling it out for what it is. Unfortunately, we are not the ones that gave you the trauma. We're calling it out for the jealousy of what it is. And again, I also would like to bring that point back. I would also like to point out that why aren't these Black women empowerment channels discussing who they really mean when they say people were bullying them? Because you can't say, oh my God, all light skinned girls were bullying you. That is really, really hard to, prove. And very statistically impossible. I think majority of these girls, they were really getting bullied by black boys, black men. Like that's who they really mean when they say people were bullying them. Yeah, it's usually was a little black boy. And the thing is, who do you think are raising these little boys to have such a disdain for African, Afrocentric features? So it just gives a sense of jealousy when these girls are now coming online and spewing all this hatred, and it ends up spewing towards racially ambiguous girls, because I don't think they could hide the jealousy. They really can't. And unfortunately, we are not the ones that did that to you. This comes out in ways like, they use colorism as a blanket excuse for everything: a failed relationship, low self-esteem, missed opportunities. And somehow the girl is lighter skinned or mixed. It's just like, oh, it's colorism. And the issue is not skin tone, it's energy, it's attitude, lack of growth. It's so many different things. It is nuanced. So you can't build a strong identity in being a victim forever. You're going to be a perpetual victim at that point. I heard this, I think from Exotica United, but yeah, you cannot victim yourself into a relationship, nor can you victim yourself into rooms that you're not wanted. You're going to have to develop that self-esteem. You're going to have to develop the self-confidence. And yes, racism does exist, colorism does exist, but again, you cannot have hatred towards other people and think due to your hatred and your animosity and your social awkwardness that boom, you're gonna just get all these experiences still. No, that's not how it works. And now, ambiguous women are speaking up, to defend this weird obsession or hatred y'all have because of unresolved childhood, issues. You guys need to discuss that with a therapist, unfortunately. We all are having the same stories of the resentment you guys might carry, and it ends up flowing to us. The jealousy, the weird competitions. It's a lot. And then on top of that, it's so crazy for me to say this, but it usually surrounds a man that personally I don't even care that much about, because again, there is a plethora of men. Most of them are very unimpressive to me, but literally it's always due to a man. And I end up backing out. I want to see what you guys think. Put it in the comment if you end up backing down whenever like a man is bringing way too much trouble to your doorstep. Like when a dude is bringing way too much trouble to my doorstep, I don't think he's worth it, because I think he is bringing a spirit of chaos into my life, and I refuse to allow a dude to make my life chaotic. So let me know. You guys, let me know in the comment, what do you do in that situation? But yeah, the quote unquote exoticals are fighting back. We're speaking up. We're not allowing you guys to shut us down or mock us anymore, because, again, two things could be true at the same time. So, again, your channels, they are very toxic. They were very toxic. They were so toxic that they bred division instead of unity, because, again, the jealousy is going to always come out. You cannot mask the jealousy for too long, you know? So instead of creating unity, instead of talking about maybe different experiences and stuff, you guys were so jealous and hateful that it just bred division. And again, now this space is created, and I'm very glad that you know that Exotica United launched a space like this. And she is one of the reasons why I decided to create a YouTube channel, because I do feel like the conversation became so very one-sided, and I think more voices are needed. You can't ask for empathy while denying someone else's lived experiences. But before I close this out, I will like to say this. I went to school. I had graduated around COVID time. I had graduated high school around COVID area, and I went to undergrad around COVID area. So our first year, we were mainly inside our dorms. I would like to say during that time, I was on my phone if I wasn't doing schoolwork or anything. So I was constantly watching TV, watching shows, Pinterest, Instagram, all these different social medias. So I would like to say this. Imagine being a little unambiguous Black girl, and you're just consuming so much social media content, and a lot of this content is telling you how undesirable you are. These girls are online, they're listening, and instead of seeing examples of pride and self-love, they're seeing all this bitterness, this hatred. So what do you think is going to happen? um they're absorbing the message that their beauty is invisible, and their desirability is doomed. So you guys did a horrible job when it comes to your representation. And this is why, when it comes to this channel, I refuse to push narratives that trap us in pity. I rather the pretty panel to find a way to persevere and use their privilege to succeed, rather than becoming bitter or hateful. And I will continue to push out rhetoric, that helps my community, that helps the pretty panel. And, unfortunately, the Black women empowerment did not do a great job, especially towards their little Black girls. But our space will do better when it comes to younger girls, younger racially ambiguous girls growing up, finding a voice, chasing their dreams, collecting as much privilege as they can to succeed in this world. So yeah, this is what this channel is about. And if this resonates with you, leave a comment below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you, Pretty Panel, so much for watching my videos. I'm just getting started, so I can't wait to, take this journey with you guys. Thank you.